You're sitting there in a Zoom meeting or scrolling through LinkedIn at 3 a.m. thinking, what is it that I'm really meant to be doing? I feel this pull to something more, but I either don't think that I can have it or I have no idea what it is. Grab your journals because we're going to get crystal clear on that right now. It wasn't until I sat down to ask myself these 5 questions where I gained so much clarity into my purpose and my strengths, and it genuinely changed my career trajectory forever. I used to beat myself up about this all the time, how I wasn't a master in anything and how I wish that I was an Olympian or a pianist or a scientist solving some real world problem. If you are feeling this, it is so normal. The way that society has things structured just in school and at work can make us feel honestly really unfulfilled and pretty shitty. And if we're not like a child prodigy, then what are we even doing? Before we dive in, I want you to first really ground yourself and get into the right headspace. And you also have to make sure that when you're answering these questions, it's not impacted by what you think that you should want, what your parents think that you should want, what society thinks that you should want. Just be really honest. This is such a safe space to do that in. Question 1. What is it that you talk about all the time that you get so excited to dig into in conversation? I was constantly learning different personal growth tools. I always wanted to help people uncover their true interests and start taking action toward their goals. Do not worry about the how. We just want to uncover your true interests. And we're going to dig into what that could actually look like in terms of a career a little bit later in the video. Next up, what are you constantly researching or watching or reading things about? Who are you following on social media? If you get lost in YouTube or podcasts, what are those topics around? I realized I was following a lot of entrepreneurs who in general were helping people just up-level their lives. Question 3. When was the last time you were really in an energetic flow state where you were so focused and invested and excited in something that you lost track of time? Maybe you even forgot to eat. Helping my friends get to a higher level of self was something that really energized me and I could do for hours. And this could also be multiple things. Do not limit yourself here. Don't think that you have to just write one thing. And lastly, if for an entire 2 years, you were given $1 million a day to do whatever you wanted, what would you actually do? If you're someone who's feeling really burnt out right now, the idea of just like sitting on the beach somewhere in Thailand sounds really appealing, but I think at some point you're going to want to be doing something more. So what would that more be? Another way to help answer this question is, what do people constantly come to you for help and advice for that you enjoy giving back to them? Personally, people were always coming to me for career advice, for fitness advice, for relationship advice, because of all of these obstacles that I myself had overcome. And that really got me thinking, if I had all of this money, I would be able to expand in that area and become an expert in coaching people. So when I sat down and I really zoomed out to see what the through line of all of my answers to these questions were, it was really helping people take real action toward a career and life that they love. Something that can be really helpful here is ChatGPT. If you send ChatGPT the list of questions that we just went over, I will put them in the description of the video so you can just copy and paste that. And then the answers to these questions, it'll come up with a whole list of things that you could potentially start to look into and pursue. Once we've gotten crystal clear on our answers to those questions, we want to start taking real action, because we don't want to just be sitting here daydreaming for the next 10 years of our life, wishing we had done something with the answers to these questions. The first thing that I want you to do, and I emphasize this in so many of my videos, you have to know your why. Why is it important for you to pursue your purpose? Is it that you want to live a really fulfilling and impactful life? Is it that when you're 90 years old, you don't want to be sitting in that rocking chair thinking, wow, I never reached my full potential. I never understood what my purpose and my true strengths were? Because when you think about that, that can be so painful and really motivate us to start taking action. I had 2 whys. I wanted financial freedom, and I saw my friends who had so many interests, so many talents, but every day they would go into the same job, unhappy, leave, and really not do very much for the rest of their day. And I wanted to help them change that. Next up, because I can almost guarantee that some form of limiting beliefs have already popped up in your mind. I'm sure you were thinking something like, I don't have the time for this, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough. Something that I really want to emphasize here is the difference between you and someone who ends up being really successful and full of purpose in their career path is just consistent action. That is it. They're not smarter than you. They're not any better than you. And through this process, you're going to continue to reinforce that and learn that. This brings me to the third action step. Find people in your life who are already doing that career or that thing that you think that you want to do, and reach out to them, talk to them, see what the roadmap to getting there was, see what obstacles they had to overcome. This kind of brings it down to earth and shows you that it's totally possible for you too. And this will also help in breaking down those limiting beliefs. And I also want you to sit down and look for evidence in your life where that belief has not been true. I had all these beliefs that came up of like, oh, good things happen for other people, success happens for other people, but not for me. I've always had to really grind and work hard, and I'm just not that good at anything. And I had to tackle these. I used tapping, I used meditations. I'm having a video come out soon on all of these different methods that I use to overcome my limiting beliefs. But again, I found proof that that wasn't true in friends, in influencers, in my own life in the past. Even getting into coding and software development, I had to fully tackle the I'm not smart enough. Once you sit down and you've answered these questions honestly and you've spoken to people in the industry and you realize, oh, I want to be a chef, I want to be a travel creator, I want to be a coach, we can start taking real steps to get us there, or just steps that will help us explore this area a little bit more. Right now, write down 5 little steps that you can take this week. That could be researching a class that you might want to take. That could be reaching out to someone in the industry. That could be listening to a podcast. I'm all about taking action that feels really sustainable and allows us to build that trust and confidence. For me, I sat down and just started drafting a digital product. I also reached out to someone in the industry that was doing the same. Next, build those steps into your schedule. There is really no excuse as to why you can't start this right now. You have 5 to 10 minutes every day of the week to sit down and understand how to get closer to your purpose. I created a free habit forming planner to do just that. Download that and build those steps into your schedule. Something I also want to highlight here is you don't have to immediately know the exact purpose that you have or the exact career that you want. These steps will just help you slowly uncover it. And I can guarantee if you take these steps consistently and every week revisit more steps that you can take, in a year from now, you're going to be unrecognizable. You're going to have so much clarity into what to do next. And this is going to come with so much wealth and alignment and happiness. So let's make that your reality. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.